Yeah, this is my first live on YouTube. It came as a shock when the doctor said, my kid is HIV positive. I'm HIV negative, and my husband is HIV negative. My child is HIV positive. I'm HIV negative, and my husband is HIV negative. This is a very big lesson. How? How did this happen? How comes the baby was positive, the mother negative, and the father negative? This is a very, very, very big lesson to us all. I'm Catalina the African, the confused confuser from Uganda, a relationship counselor. If it's your first time watching me on your screen, please kindly do subscribe to my channel for more interesting, funny, and educative videos. I read here stories because I read them already. I read stories, life stories, people's life stories. I post them on my normal videos. Someone gives me the life story, what the person is going through, gives me the letter, and I read it here. So, any advice, if you have any advice, you will be writing them in the comment section for the owners to get advices from the audience. This is the story. This is what happened to this family. They gave birth to a baby. They were married and gave birth. The woman was working and the man was working. But where the woman was working, she could not go with her baby. So they had to find someone to stay with the kid. And yeah, they did it. They looked for someone and they got that someone. They got someone to leave the kid with at home. So, normal routine. The woman started her work and left the kid at home. She woke up early in the morning most of the times and prepared the food for the family, what they had to eat for breakfast and what their kid will eat. So after she left for work. When she left for work, she left the kid with the housemaid every time. She goes in the morning, she comes back in the evening. It was a daily routine. After some time, the kid started falling sick abnormally. The kid was sick. They started visiting hospitals frequently. The baby was not getting well because they even tried different hospitals, but there was no change. They started wondering what is happening to the baby, why the baby is not curing. They gave the baby all the treatments, nothing is working. So they went to one hospital. They received treatment. It was the same thing. So the doctor decided to tell them, okay, the doctor told them, we have done everything. Nothing is working. We are remaining with only one thing to do. We need to test this baby for HIV. The mother and the father said, no need to test the kid for HIV because we know very well that we are negative all. I'm negative. My husband is negative. How comes we have HIV positive baby? This can't happen because even when we started the going to hospital for this pregnancy, they tested us all. They tested me and my husband. How comes that you are saying that we test the kid for HIV? No need. The doctor insisted and told them, no, we need to test you all. They accepted because they knew they were negative. So they just did it for the doctor, not for them. They did it for the doctor to be sure that they are all negative. No, the baby is not suffering because of HIV. They took their blood all. They sat and waited for the results. When the results came back, guess what? Mother, negative. Father, negative. Baby, positive. The baby was positive. The mother and father were negative. They didn't believe the results. They went to another hospital, the same thing. They went to another hospital, the same thing. They went to another hospital, the same thing. They came back to the first hospital and told them it's true because we have tried 3 other hospitals. They are telling us the same thing. How comes? How is it possible? Even you, if you put yourself in their shoes, you will start wondering, asking, how possible is it? Mother negative, father negative, kid positive. Positive. How? Everyone will ask, how? How? Then the doctor told them that, how many people, which people are you living with at your home? They said, we are only living with the housemaid who takes care of the kid. Is the only person we stay with at home. We are 4 people, me, my husband, the kid, and the housemaid, no another person. The doctor told them that, okay, bring your housemaid for HIV testing. They went and brought the housemaid for HIV testing. They tested the housemaid. Guess what? The housemaid was HIV positive. And the housemaid is the one who infected the baby. How would you feel if you are the one? You found your baby positive, you are negative, your husband is negative. That is a very big shock to the family. They told the housemaid, how, why, how? How did you infect our baby? Why didn't you tell us that you are HIV positive when you came to work with us? Why didn't you tell us? She said, I didn't know. I didn't know I was HIV positive. But when I came here to work, I gave birth to a baby and the baby died. After the baby dying, I looked for a job and that's why I'm here to work. I didn't know I have HIV. They told her, what was happening? How did you affect the baby? She said, when you leave the baby at home, the baby doesn't drink the milk. And after the baby cries too much. Because I had milk in my breast, I decided to feed the baby to breastfeed the baby. Whenever you are not at home, instead of giving the baby the milk, when I give the baby the milk and the baby refuses, I breastfeed the baby with my breasts because I have milk. That's how the baby was infected, through the housemaid. This is a very big lesson to us all. It is a very, very, very big lesson. You can't just bring someone from somewhere. You don't know that person. You don't know the life that person has been living. You can't just bring that person in your home to take care of your kids. It's a lesson to me also, because currently I'm working in Oman as a housemaid. I'm working in a house. But before coming to Oman, I had I changed many different housemates, and none of the house, I didn't even think of this. This is even a lesson to me. I didn't even take any housemaid for testing. Yet I had housemates who had children already, who were already married, who were not in marriage. I had 3 housemates, but I never tested any. And one girl came to my home when she was pregnant. I remember one girl who came to work for me when she was pregnant. But I didn't test any of them. I didn't take any of my housemates for HIV testing. No, because I trusted them. You can't trust someone with just seeing someone. You can't just trust someone with your eyes that maybe this one has no problem. You have to take that person and test the blood, and test someone's blood before you bring that person to the family. It's very, very risky to bring someone to start working in your house without testing them, without knowing their HIV status. You have to test the person, any person you're bringing in your home. You have to test them first before you trust them with your home. Put cameras, at least put cameras. Sometimes it's hard, but we have to try hard to see that we put cameras in our houses to see what is going on in the house. Because I know if this family had cameras in the house, never know, because the housemaid may not. Okay, when they install cameras in the house, it's hard for the housemaid to know. Sometimes for the housemaid to know that there are cameras in the house, so she will do whatever she wants, anywhere she wants. When you put cameras, it will be easy for you to know what's going on in the house. Is the housemaid taking good care of the house? Is the housemaid taking good care of the kids? How is the relationship of the housemaid with the kids? What is the relationship between the housemates and the kids? Sometimes housemates mistreat the kids when you don't know. I had one housemaid. You know what she was doing? I didn't have cameras in the house, but what I was doing, I had 2 phones. I was leaving one phone on charging as I put it on recording. At least it records the voice. I didn't have cameras, but I always left the phone at home when she doesn't know. I hid the phone and left it on charging so that it doesn't go off. When I come back in the evening, I listen to the recordings, and I know what was going on in the house. Through the talking, you can know. Because I found out she was bringing one man in the house. I always left her with my baby, but she was bringing one man in the house because I had them talking in the screen recordings I made. Then I asked her. She confessed and said, I will not do it again. You must have cameras in the home, at least if you have kids, to see how is the housemaid treating the kids. How are they? How is home? You have to see this. What is happening in the home? If you don't do this, then it will be a different story. Some housemates are good, some housemates are not good. It depends on the person. Always take your housemates for HIV testing, not only HIV testing. Here in Oman or in Gulf countries, they can't bring someone to work in their house without taking you for medical examinations. They take you and test different types of diseases. Then they know which kind of person they are bringing in the house. It is very risky to live with someone in the house when you don't know their status. It's risky. Another thing, to the women, this message goes to the women. You know very well that most of the times, I'm saying most of the times, our husbands go for housemates. I have many letters. There are letters I have not read, and there are letters I read already. You can check on my normal videos if you want to know more. Men go out with housemates when their wives are not at home. I don't know why men do this most of the times, but they go for housemates. A man will go for a housemaid when you are not at home. Sometimes you can go for a housemaid when you are at home. The man can sneak out of the bed and leave you in the bed and go and meet the housemaid and do what they do, and then after he comes back to your room and do the same. You'll be affected. At least if you bring the housemaid and you take her for medical, you test the housemaid, you will not be affected, you will not be infected if the housemaid sleeps with your husband. But if you just bring someone and put that person at home, you don't know the status, it is risky. It is risky for the kids and for the husband and for you, finally, for the whole family. So you have to test all the people, not only housemates, even the boys, even the boys at home. Some people employ boys to come and work at home. They employ them to come work as gatekeepers. They employ them to come and work as cleaners. All these people, any person that you are bringing at home, you must test them to see their status. Yeah, there are stories still like this. Sometimes men will go for housemates, and the women will go for the gatekeepers, for the people, for the shamba boys. Yes, things are happening in the families. Things are happening. So it is most important to test the person you are bringing to work for you at home. It's most important. Okay? Don't just bring someone and put home too. Your whole family will be in trouble because of that person. I'm Catalina, the African, from Uganda. I post videos about lifestyle. I post funny shots. And when I go back to Uganda, maybe after 6 to 7 months from now, I'll be posting content, social experiment videos, and African village life, because after 6 to 7 months, my contract will finish, so I have to go back. I'll post videos about social experiment and African village life. So please kindly, if it's your first time watching me on your screen, kindly do subscribe to my channel for more interesting, funny, and educative videos. I'm Catalina, the African, the confused confuser. Thank you. I salute you all.